Well, the big stock in focus would be Yes Bank. The stock, in fact, went higher in yesterday's trading session. This was ahead of that crucial board meet that is due today. The board is expected to approve a new chairman. Remember, Yes Bank's MD and CEO Rana Kapoor's tenure ends on the 31st of Jan 2019. Our colleague Ritu Singh joins in to tell us more. Ritu.
That's right, Yes Bank is in a damage control mode and the board will be meeting today to take stock of the vacancies in its top leadership. This is going to be a very crucial meeting where the board will name a new independent director and also evaluate a new non-executive chairman for the board for approval by the Reserve Bank of India after Ashok Chawla resigned from the bank just last month. Remember, 2 directors have been appointed by the bank so far to replace Ashok Chawla and Vasant Gujrati, who had also resigned from the board recently. And the bank is now looking at shortlisting one more independent director with expertise in the field of information technology and cybersecurity to replace R. Chandrasekhar, who also resigned from the board in the month of November. Now, as far as the post of chairman is concerned, Nandan Nilekani's name has been doing the rounds, but so far the bank has not confirmed this information to CNBC TV 18. Also on the agenda in today's meeting is a review of the search committee's progress in the selection of candidates for the post of MD and CEO to take over from Rana Kapoor when he vacates office by the end of January next year. And as we had reported earlier, the search and selection committee meeting did take place yesterday to discuss the final shortlist for a new MD and CEO appointment, which will now have to be ratified by the board of Yes Bank, and then it will be sent to the RBI for the final nod.
Absolutely, Ritu. Thanks a lot for that. This is something that the street will be keeping an eye out on. Over the last couple of trading sessions, we have seen a bit of a spike on Yes Bank. But let's shift focus back to the pharma space then. Sun Pharma and Lupin, both of them will be in focus. Ekta, what's the news flow?
Well, for Sun Pharma, in fact, it's a little bit of news which is confirmed now. So, for example, the whole of the previous week, we were working with reports that there has been a whistleblower complaint which has, been submitted to SEBI. But now the SEBI chief last evening in the press conference did confirm that they have received a whistleblower complaint on Sun Pharma and they're examining the whistleblower complaint before taking any action on the case. Now, remember that the Sun Pharma management did say on the conference call that they have not received any sort of news from SEBI with regards to this, and they have to look at the details of the whistleblower complaint. While nobody has access to that whistleblower complaint, it is expected to entail details such as an insider trading case, back from the Ranbaxy days, etc., which the Sun Pharma management has clarified clearly that they have settled those cases at this point in time, and they've given a detailed clarification on all of those issues which have been brought up. But obviously the whistleblower complaint does have irregularities which are pointed out in Sun Pharma, and we don't know the details as yet. So it's possible that the market would still again be concerned about the uncertainty that entails and what SEBI might do, and hence we could probably see the stock under pressure. Lupin would be the other stock in focus, as the EU General Court has upheld an European Commission decision on litigation on a particular drug which is for blood pressure, Perindopril. The EU Commission had given its verdict in 2014, and now Lupin is liable to pay that fine of 40 million euros. While most of the analysts think that this is probably factored in, it's an old story and, it's already probably dated at this point in time. The point is that Lupin will still have to cough up the money, and though they will take the necessary steps they can, it will be obviously a negative because there is cash outflow coming in.
All right, Ekta, thanks a lot for that. With that, we move on to market regulators. SEBI approved a slew of measures at its board meeting yesterday, from mutual funds to commodities, also on offer for sale mechanism. Yash Jain, who was tracking that meeting, filed the report from the SEBI headquarters.
Well, to quickly take you through all the crucial decisions taken in SEBI board meeting, and to start with the first one, market regulator SEBI has allowed various mutual fund players to undertake side pocketing or create segregated portfolio when it comes to the various schemes run by mutual fund players. Essentially what this means is that now mutual fund players will be allowed to remove distressed and illiquid units out of a liquid portfolio or a scheme, so that the NAV or the performance of a better performing scheme or a portfolio does not get negatively impacted. This comes with various caveats, essentially the most important of them being that that a trustee approval will be required before any mutual fund player undertakes side pocketing or creates a segregated portfolio. Coming on to the second one, market regulator SEBI has allowed custodial service when it comes to the commodity derivative segment. What this means is that it will add a significant amount of depth when it comes to the commodity derivatives market, as it would allow various institutions, be it pension funds, insurance companies, as well as mutual fund players, to invest in the Indian commodity derivative market. The third, and of course the most important one, certain crucial amendments made to the OFS, or the offer for sale mechanism, where any company with a market capitalization of 1,000 crore or above will be allowed to access the OFS route for stake sale purpose. Currently, only the top 200 companies, according to market cap, are allowed to access the OFS route. Lastly, in the Q&A session, the market regulator SEBI chairman Ajay Tyagi, when he was asked whether SEBI is looking into any insider trading cases against Sun Pharma, he said that SEBI has received certain whistleblower complaints as far as Sun Pharma is concerned. SEBI is currently examining these complaints, and once that examination is done, appropriate action or any move will be undertaken by SEBI in that particular Sun Pharma case.